I'm Matt Cooney, Chief Executive of Community Housing. I joined the organisation in September 2020. At that time, there'd been quite a stable leadership over a very long period of time. The organisation was created back in 2000 with stock transfer, and inevitably, after such a long time of stable leadership, when I started asking colleagues, customers, stakeholders what they thought about the organisation, they were proud of its history, but they felt it was time for some change, and they came up with a lot of things, and consequently we've got quite a detailed corporate plan with a lot of things in it. We're about halfway through that corporate plan now, and we're just about to have a mid-term review, but the key components of it are that we wanted to be one organisation. In the past, we'd had lots of subsidiaries, entities that had different banding. Our customers and stakeholders were a bit confused about that. They wanted it to be one organisation, so that's what we've done. Customers wanted to feel that they were our top priority, and they wanted us to focus on customer service. So again, we've got customer experience as a number one overriding priority over everything else. We've done all sorts of things to try and entrench that. So we've got a new local housing service, neighbourhood coordinators, we've got locality management, and what we were trying to do there was live up to a challenge that our customers gave us. They wanted to hold somebody that they'd seen, that they could see and put a face to be accountable for the quality of services. They also wanted to be engaged and wanted more customer engagement, and that's something that again we're planning to do through a new plan that we've got to try and get people involved in how services are delivered going forward. We've got a people plan which is basically about the relationship with colleagues and trying to modernise that relationship and bring it forward. We've had a lot of difficult issues over the recent past, change of pension scheme being one of them. So we wanted to try and move on with a more positive footing around how we can modernise pay and benefits for our people. So we're focusing more on the core business and the priorities for customers. We've got a lot of service improvement plans that back up the corporate plan. So there's lots of very detailed measures to try and improve individual services, and we're trying to get colleagues and customers involved in those and trying to generate some excitement about it. Certainly I'm excited about it and want to see them develop through to fruition. We've got a plan to deliver 900 new homes over the next 10 years. We've had to slightly adjust that target because of the inflation around building new homes. So we've had to rein that in a bit, but it's one of our top priorities to provide new homes for people who need them. Some of the things that haven't really been achieved yet, or we're not really making a great deal of traction on, is the regeneration of our estates. We've got a lot of pre-war estates and they're looking a bit tired, and we need some plans to rejuvenate them, so that's a priority for us. Also an environmental plan, or a plan to deliver net zero targets. That's again something that we're still trying to put together, and there's been some progress because we've done some retrofitting projects, but in terms of a holistic plan, we're not quite there yet. So that's something that is going to be a big priority for us in the months to come. We've got some trouble ahead. Obviously, we're in the midst of a cost of living crisis, and when we do our midterm review of the corporate plan, I'm pretty certain that we're going to start to introduce new things around trying to tackle the cost of living crisis. Over the past months, we've introduced a hardship fund for our customers, and we found that we've been almost overwhelmed by the demand for that at times. So that's something that we need to continue doing. So the sort of things that we're doing are, we're looking at people's benefits entitlement, and contrary to popular myth in society. Our experience is that people don't claim the benefits that they're entitled to, and we managed to get almost £500,000 worth of unclaimed benefits claimed for our customers, which hopefully helps them to pay their rent and their other bills and helps them to survive. We're also giving things like fuel vouchers, referrals to food banks, help for things like with clothing and essentials and things like that. So the other trouble that's on the horizon is that the government are currently consulting on capping rent increases. We've got a deal with government to increase rents in line with CPI over recent years, and that's what's happened. But obviously we're looking at CPI possibly being double digit going forward. Nobody really wants that. So likelihood is it's going to be capped at somewhere between 3 and 5% next year. So obviously that's good news for tenants and good news for customers generally, actually, but bad news I think for us in terms of having to keep budgets under control, because we're going to have to look very, very carefully at our spending because obviously we'll be having to pay for inflation, but our income will be capped. So I would have thought that our priorities going forward are going to be around viability, looking after the company, making sure that it can survive, looking after customers, trying to make sure that we give them that support that we've been doing recently, practical support, and keeping repairs and maintenance going. That's absolutely critical for our residents, because I'm sure that you will have seen things on ITV around disrepair nationally. That's something that we don't want to happen for us. So there's a good relationship between the executive and the non-exec board. We want a collaborative approach. We're interested in new ways of doing things and encouraging innovation. But most of all, we need a friendly debate and a challenge to the way things, questions that we get about the way things are done, in order that we can improve. So I hope you're persuaded to apply for this role, and I wish you the best of luck with your application. Thank you very much.